going on? You ready?
Yeah.
Hey, just in case you didn't know, we got Rey Res in the building. We about to start this interview right quick. Shout out.
Yeah.
All right. What you got going on, man? I got some exclusive stuff here, but let's talk about it.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming, man. I just dropped a new album. I dropped it a couple weeks ago, proud to pay, so people could buy it ahead of time. And it just hit streaming on Friday. The album is titled Artists in a Pandemic, basically themed around what the last few years have been like for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man, we have so much of your music here in the library. I kind of want to go. I want to go retro. I got some questions about Break Top Jimmy and the Heart of the City.
Word.
And I guess some of the lead up that went into Artists in the Pandemic album that you just dropped.
Yeah. I mean, I see here you guys got the Limitless album, and that's from 2007. You know what I mean? It's been a long time coming, and you guys got archives like CDs that I probably don't even have right now. You know?
That's crazy. So one of my first songs that I found out about you from was a song titled Saturday.
Yeah, produced by the Bangers.
Yeah. And that's cool, man. So.
And shout out to Bryson Tango mix and mastered that joint.
Big shout out to Bryson, man. What?
Yeah.
But yeah. How about we talk about Artists in a Pandemic?
I mean, really, you know, the pandemic just came out of nowhere for all of us, you know. And when it came, damn near every avenue I had of making money and making a living got taken away. You know, not doing shows, not doing studio stuff, not being able to wiggle around like we normally do. And time just kept going on, and you know, I was stuck in a weird position. I didn't know like what I wanted to drop. I just had all this music that I was making but not dropping. You know what I mean? Just unsure about where things were going to be and all that. So long story short, I just took a bunch of the music that I made during that time, put it together to make this album.
So the first track we have here is produced by Jay Sana.
Yeah, I mean, really, it's this approaching this album has been unique because normally I'm sitting and in a certain period of time I'm making an album, but this is like a collection of music that I've had this whole time. You know what I mean? So yeah, shout out Jay Sana. Me and him made a bunch of dope music. He's all over the Sweet Tooth Tony album. And yeah, Amazing is just a quick little intro, quick spitter track. You know what I mean? Just barring out, no hook.
Yeah, well, I got this from somebody else, but let's take a small musical break and check out this song titled Amazing, produced by Jay Sana, off of Rey Res' brand new album, Artists in a Pandemic. You heard it here first. Keep it live.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Feel good, bro. Does it sound alright?
Yeah.
It's like a little buzz. I don't know if it's the headphones.
Oh, yeah, that's
Or if it's on air.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the mic. Oh, I'm also...
And don't that feel good, ladies and gentlemen?
Make sure your levels is right. I'm also recording, so later on...
Okay, dope.
Hallelujah, spitting on your Judas. Tippy torn through a room full of opportunists. So who the baddest? I'm banging, but being like a Buddhist. Aiming at a long range, baby.
I remember in one of the songs, though, because I was listening,
in the sun,
in one of those songs, he was like,
no shade, I'm a problem.
he said something
You can
about
bet your bottom dollar
being
I'm
at
riding
the bottom,
downhill,
but
no brakes, and still driving.
I'll be on the elevator.
Sitting on the island with the pretty
Oh, yeah. That's the first street medley. Yeah. That's an old joint.
That's cool. We can talk about it, yo. We can
Name
talk about
shining
it.
like it's gold plated, buzz like Candyman, so you know they
Talk
won't
about
say it.
inspiration. Oh, even
Man, you know
making
they
the
won't say
flyer.
it. But when my new shit drop, you know they gon' play.
I saw you in the classroom.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I know that. You wanna go to number 2 too?
Yeah, go for it.
I don't even let the beat ride anymore. Drive from the south to the east side for the draw. Homie on the go, left the tree for me by the door. Sip the Venmo, guess emoji for the petrol.
Yeah, this one got
me, I ain't even got my tags
L.
yet.
James
Border
and
brother
Jim
signed me
Rowe.
at the light, but he went left. Feeling like it's starting to within like Cube had in 92. Said my old lady trip, but it's cool, cause he understand the rules of the game. How to move, not a pawn, but a king from the suit to the leg. Get the move, get the money in the bag like a tote booth. And if you a player
Some of the
in the
new
game,
cats
it's
out
all
here, you know what I'm
you.
saying?
coffee shop. This fights with a block behind. We can't be stopped. Ain't at the top of all we got. Move smart so we can't get caught. They ain't knowing how long we fought. Fist fights with a block behind. We can't be stopped. Ain't got the type of all we got. Move smart so we can't get got.
Airbnb.
You know the vibe.
Oh yeah.
I want to ask you about that. So I don't want to take too much attention off of.
I mean, I feel like it all relates though. You know what I'm saying? It's all kind of in the culmination up to this moment, really. I've been making music a long time, bro, and that's kind of what the pandemic has led to. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you feel, bro, yeah.
I don't know if this is off limits or whatever, but I remember you were big with the music excursion.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that next. We got stuff to talk game about, bro. Inspiring youth. That's culture when it comes to fashion. Airbnb is a whole different, like, never really even heard of it. Is that a caller? Oh man, somebody calling for me. 90.5, what's up?
8 years old, sitting up shit
Ah.
in bro, but richness and life.
San Jose Carl, man.
I was selling her out my window at 15. Mama know my hands been dirty, but my kicks clean.
Let's go. That's tight, man. We got support out here.
Too far from folding, but I'm still just coasting. Yup, let off the gas, man.
Thank you, man. Shoot, I'm glad you tuned in.
The rap game, but still I'm propane with it. I'm dope game with it. I'm cocaine with it. Been that raw. That scripture from the Deuce 4 Bible, that was survival. To get it, that was always the model.
Low riders in them coffee shots. This fights with a block behind. We can't be stopped.
Alright, right on. Hey, for sure gotta get that shout out. Alright.
They ain't knowing how long we fought. Fist fights with a block behind.
Alright, love you too. Peace.
Ain't got the type of all we got.
Oh, so
we can't get got.
I'll bring it back. Alright, so I'm gonna talk about it on the air. 90.5 FM, KSJS Ground Zero Radio. You just heard 2 brand new tracks, and this is a world premiere right here, or a premiere. The world premiere happened already, but you just heard 2 tracks off the brand new album from Rey Res, Artist in a Pandemic. First track was Amazing, and the second track was Balance, featuring L. James and Jim Hurdle.
Yeah. Shout out to homies L. James, Jim Hurdle.
Gotta give a big shout out to San Jose Carl. He called in.
Shout
I
out
think
to Carl, man.
one of his favorite tracks on here is what was it? Brighter Days and On Chrome. He called and requested On Chrome last week.
Yeah.
But
Shout out Carl, man. Big supporter.
let's talk about some of the performances that I've seen you at recently.
Well, I rocked at I did the DJ Quick show at Brandon Lounge. That was the first show back in a while. I did that with DJ Cutso, and then the most recent one when we performed at the Iguanas. I think it was their anniversary. They had a little show in the back, very San Jose style. You know what I'm saying? Brought out that full Al, Ronnie Beck. You know what I mean? And Iguanas is the fan. They've been showing me love for a long time, so it's only right to rock a show out there.
Yeah, it was dope seeing you show up for the community like that and put that level of energy into your performance.
Word. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, we started out, going to the open mics at Cafecito and Iguanas. They used to have the lyrical discipline every Friday. And when I was in high school, I spent a lot of my Fridays there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you want to talk a little bit about that picture that I saw of you in the classroom?
Oh yeah, so for quite a while I've been a chess teacher. So I worked with kids teaching chess. Before the pandemic, I was pretty heavy in that world. You know, having my classes, having my students, working with kids, helping them get better at chess. And, you know what I'm saying?
We had shared studio space, or we were working in an old studio of yours, and I saw a bunch of chess gear.
Oh, you did?
Books, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so shout out Bryce Centennial again. The Skybox, if any of you guys recorded there before that, it was my spot, my studio, Suite 801. I had the bangers in there. Kukui used to also be on that floor before they got their shop in Japantown. They had their office there. So yeah, just passing it on, man. You know, Bryce Centennial was able to take over the lab, bring you guys in there. And it's funny, I didn't even realize I left all that stuff in there.
It's all good. But it's interesting all the stuff that goes into making music and what you could do with the time. About to transition here to the song Idle Time.
Yeah.
Because this is one of my favorite tracks off of this album.
Thank you, bro.
Definitely. It has Equipto in it. And I really like the production and how you guys like meshed over the track.
Yeah, shout out Max Kane on the beat. Really, you know, during the pandemic, Max is one of the people I talk to a lot, pretty regularly. Me and Max Kane would get on the phone and just throw around ideas, send each other music. And he sent me that beat, and it was like during the thick of the pandemic when I was, you know, I had to get a job and, you know, I was going through it, man. And he sent me that beat, and it just kind of, it came real quick, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know, something about it, you know, I heard Equipto on it, you know what I mean? So the big homie Equipto, I sent it to him, and you know, he was gracious enough to bless me with that feature, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Without further ado, let's hear it. This is my favorite track off the album, called Idle Time, off of Artists in the Pandemic. We have Rey Res in the building right now, blessing us with his presence. Thank you for sliding. Let's see. All right, check it out right here on 90.5. This is Idle Time from Rey Res featuring Equipto. Good shit. Yeah. Man, how was your morning so far?
It's been good, bro. You know, just doing my morning shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just fucking catching up on shit online and trying to run around.
Nice game.
You know, it's been good though.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm like kind of behind on some of their album promo that I wanted to do. You know
now
what I
could
mean?
be your time, now could be your time.
Trying to catch up
Hit
on
your
that.
breaking point, that could be your
Be
sign.
outside with it.
Universe
As
against you,
much as I
that could
can,
be your
you know,
mind.
during the holidays and all
Working
that.
wrong against you, don't
catch up
believe
on
those lies.
live.
Idle time when I'm in
Yeah,
my
I got some stickers
swear
and
this
shit,
music
but
flew me to another place.
Okay.
Where everybody is a stranger, but they know
Nah,
they can.
I appreciate you though,
You
bro.
like every line.
And it's hella different too, because I normally don't.
Tony Teddy
Normally I
on
have
the
everything,
brain.
you know what I mean? Just kind of a
Breaking
new
in my
style.
problems in that rolling train. Pack it in the
I
wood,
did one
roll
there.
smoke away.
Yeah.
Mind games, yeah, it's really
All
mind games.
change
All
from
here
red to
stressed
blue.
out, man, because
It's also the theme of the album too, because normally it's this one, right?
Yeah.
So like the idea of it was like just kind of
Talk
how.
about that,
Yeah.
That's tight. That's a detail. I like the minor details, bro.
Yeah, you know I'm all about the branding and that kind of, you know what I mean? If you haven't seen my logo, it's a play on the Ray-Ban logo. It says Rey Res, and it's kind of, I've been sticking with that theme and that branding for quite a while with the red, Ray-Ban red. And the new stickers and the logo on the album is blue, like almost like a Dodger blue or a Royal blue. And that's really just to symbolize, you know, how things are different. You know what I mean? My life has been flipped, you know, during this time. You know what I mean? So I have the blue and the different colorways and the different things kind of represent that, you know, that it ain't the same right now.
Yeah, that's a trip. And seeing that this is a kind of a compilation of unreleased music packaged together, it's a change, and it's a change that is welcome, right? Like,
Yeah. I mean, you know, it was kind of uncertain for a while, you know, during that time, you know, because not only is it the pandemic, but it's just, you know, growing older while being an artist, you know what I mean? And in hip hop, we don't have too many generations before us to show us how to age properly in this game. You know, it's generally a young man's game. But, you know, I've been making music since high school, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm here to fill in after you.
That's fine. Big shout out to DJ Muggs, man. But also,
I could just go kick it in my lunch.
yeah, so going through the changes of the pandemic and welcoming that challenge of having to still pursue your passions while aging without real mentorship. It's kind of like, I mean, from my perspective, it seems like you may have taught yourself how to do a lot of
things.
this stuff.
I mean, you know, some things we learn from experience, and some, you know, gain from the people who came before us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, I got a lot of big homies I talk to. You know what I mean? Shout out to the big homies around the way. You know, there's too many of you guys to name, but you guys know what time it is.
Yeah, and let's talk about the First Street medley. I would have to say that this track is probably the most unique track on this album.
Yeah. First Street Medley came about, it's actually an older joint I had. I was going through some Pro Tools sessions and came across these joints from a certain period of time. So it's called Medley because it's like 3 songs mashed up. You know what I mean? So the first one is produced by Jay Sana. It's just real quick, you know what I mean? And then it goes into another song that I did produced by Koi Beats with my homie Lokes the Villain.
Who you also collaborated with on Riding to the Top.
Yeah, Lokes the Villain's a big homie. His studio was across the street from the Sweet 801 studio. So that's why it's called First Street Medley, because we spent a good couple years on First Street between my studio, his studio, making a bunch of music. And we dropped an album, me, Lokes the Villain, and M10, called First Street Sessions. That was a couple years ago. And some of these songs were from those sessions that didn't make the album. But when I pulled them back up, you know, they just kind of fit, and I thought they were dope and needed to be put out, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Let's check it out right here on 90.5 FM KSJS. We got Rey Res with First Street Medley featuring Lokes the Villain. Come on, man. I'm trying to play it off here. I lost track of my phone.
Me too, bro. Me too. Probably sound hella funny on there.
Look at these guys talking about.
But you gotta learn. That's why you have this. So you gotta do that like later on in your career.
Yeah, bro. You get canned for shit.
Hell yeah, bro. That's cool. You got that Sweet 801 line.
Huh?
That's cool. You got that line.
Yeah, I mean, cause that hit home for me, bro. That's like,
but
man,
there's some shit I had to figure
like,
out. Take the long route, cut the middle man
bro.
out.
I'm fucking here right now.
Where?
Right here.
Tony! Fuck you, Tony! Even with your folks on both sides, it still be on your throat like
So,
both
oh yeah,
sides.
and this song you never really say fuck. It's only him.
It's just them. It's just that part, yeah. The rest I'm saying nephew.
Let me log these songs too to get you your plays.
Running, cutting
But
corners, and
the
we hop
Pinoy,
in the gates. The apartment
the 90s
complex.
Pinoy?
Now
Yeah, that shit
yeah.
slap, bro. Oh,
It's funny, man. I was about to cut that joint.
oh, that shit slap. We got Rey Res in the building. What's up?
What's up? Still here, baby.
Let's talk about that F.U. Tony track, man. What inspired that?
Man, you know, it started, I wrote that in the beginning of the pandemic, and it really just started with that sample I had, because, you know, one of my monikers is Sweet Tooth Tony, and I found this funny little sample online. It was like a viral kind of video going around, the sample that's in the beginning, and he says, "What's your name?" He says, "F.U. Tony," you know what I mean? And it was really just a song where I had that first verse on for quite a while, and I never went back to it. And I was finishing the album, and I just, you know, randomly came up with the hook. It wasn't too much thought until I completed the song, as far as that goes. It was mainly just going off of that weird sample in the beginning, you know.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, it's interesting when you hear the song where you get to play the antagonist, or you have somebody saying something like that towards.
Yeah. I mean, the idea of it was, I'm staying in my own lane, and I'm not trying to do anything that anyone else is doing. I'm doing what I do, and hopefully people appreciate it and like it as much as I do. I take time to make it how I want to make it, and I'm purely going off of my taste, not about what's hot or what's going to be viral. And because I stay in my own lane, sometimes that upsets people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like doing my own thing. So that's kind of the idea of that. I'm in my own lane, but you can say what you want. You know what I mean?
Rey Res, man of many hats. Your experience in a lot of areas. You want to talk a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it
about
all started, trying to rap. Being in high school, trying to rap, and we needed beats, so I learned how to make beats. You know what I mean? Studio time was too expensive for us to afford when we were young, so I took classes at Foothill College, so I can get free studio time. I think I failed the classes, but I used all the studio time up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I needed someone to do my album covers and my flyers. It was either my cousin or some of my homies, or doing it myself. So I learned things along the way out of necessity, really. But then it became like things I was interested in. Picking up business acumen, learning marketing, studying the game, studying how things work, engineering, production, and over time just becoming a jack of all trades. But it ultimately started just to support the music. And as I got older now, I'm like, okay, how can I apply this business acumen and some of these ideas into other things in life? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey man, I'm glad that you slid through, really, because
Sweet talking with a sweet
I'm trying to do some things
baby.
too.
You acting like your game is G proof.
And this was a little bit of extra juice. It's just cool to see the effort that goes in.
Well, also, what I think too is San Jose needs to get back to that, because there was a time when I dropped a Limitless album, no one was doing interviews, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like from Limitless all the way until around the time you came in, we sort of made it a standard, like, okay, if you're dropping an album, the KSJS hip hop stations will support it. You know what I mean? So tap in with them. And like, how Docs came in, and like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It needs to be more of a norm, bro. Like, I feel like since there's all this time that went on, this generational gap, people just, how rappers are, they assume like, oh, they ain't fucking with me. They just assume that, instead of reaching out, like, hey, can I do an interview?
I feel you on that.
It should be more of a standard though, like, at least for the people who are serious, who you guys feel like fit the standard. I feel like that was the downside of back then too, is people who didn't fit the standard were coming on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they weren't ready.
So also, I would have to say the younger generation is not as talented. I called it the circuit when I was like trying to perform. It felt like the circuit.
It was.
San Jose Black Bars. You had. I just said it when you walk in. Johnny V's.
Yeah. Before that was Voodoo Lounge.
That place up right across the street from the Ritz.
Yeah. The old Cactus. Yeah. Which was Back Bar and all that, man. And then you would graduate and go to Frisco.
Yeah.
And you graduate and go to Oakland.
Yeah.
And when you're accepted in Frisco and Oakland, now you're a Bay rapper. Santa Cruz, yeah. I had some of my best shows in Frisco and in Santa Cruz. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Broadcasting from the top of Coyote Peak.
Okay, and this next one is going to be for
KSJS San Jose.
Let's see, last two are for San Jose Carl. I guess we can get back to it. 90.5 FM KSJS. Rey Res in the building.
Yeah, appreciate y'all rocking with me, man.
Chopping game about music and the culture. Let's talk a little bit about the circuit, being outside, networking with across generations in hip hop.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the pandemic kind of made that weird. You know what I'm saying? It just created this gap of a lot of new artists coming out that aren't aware of some of the artists that were doing it before them, and vice versa. A lot of the artists that were doing it pre-pandemic aren't aware of some of the new cats out. You know what I mean? So just being able to build awareness, bridge the gap, where we can all help and support each other, share resources, share ideas, share some game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people still aren't going out as much. Still, their shows aren't where they used to be. There's definitely a big wave of people kind of starting to pioneer that. You got, Rec Room and guys, throwing some ill parties, San Jose Fools doing some dope things.
Night Market.
BQ. You know what I'm saying? There's definitely, what the local color casts were doing, Coterie Den, Japantown, you know what I mean? Headliners, Kukui, Jubo. Yeah, I mean, there's just a new wave, which is super dope. A new wave of San Jose creatives, of, rappers, clothing companies, artists, DJs, producers.
Content.
Yeah, content, photography, videography, directors. There's no lack of that in San Jose as far as like talent goes. I just feel like we don't have the necessary platforms and information and ways to share some of these ideas. You know what I mean? Kind of like earlier when I was talking about like being self-sufficient and like